I started drilling a hole with the paddle bit. So we're putting a drain plug in on each side. Originally, I wasn't going to do that because I didn't have faith in the strength of the transom, but then we added those 2 more 2x6s and a whole bunch more epoxy and glass. Figured that bottom beam of the transom or that bottom board of that frame was going to be just fine. And I paddle bitted right into a down stainless steel screw, which of course has got to be expected, right? I've got to kind of grind it out of the way so that I can keep going. See if this will do it. Now I'm hoping that'll set it on fire. So I had 3 cameras set up, and of course, the one that had the best view of the operation here dropped the footage. So essentially what you're seeing is I'm repeatedly going back and forth, trying to sharpen up this paddle bit a little bit, grinding out the stainless steel screw that I ran into, and then pushing the drill the rest of the way through the wood with a dull bit. Wasn't all that effective, took me a little bit longer, and honestly, the process was a giant pain in the butt, but we got it done, and both drain holes were drilled out. I guess the lesson here is if your plans don't have locations for drain holes, plan them out ahead of time and make sure you don't shoot any screws through where you're going to run your drill bits. Good luck. Dreading doing the other side now. There, we got that sucker in there pretty good. Both sides, not too bad. We'll be installing that shortly. It's time to install the drain tubes on this transom, and I've got some supplies here. I have 2 different kinds of marine sealant and 3 different types of caulk guns, and I'll explain what that's all about. The Better Boat Company sent me several products to test out on my channel, and I'm grateful for that. But I'm having an issue here. I've already cut it to open it, and here's what I discovered. Here's a common dripless caulk gun, standard size, but there is no way that this tube of caulk is going to go. It's not going to fit. The back cap is too large. The tube itself is about too long. I borrowed for a very short period of time my buddy Josh's caulk gun here. Took it out of his house, and it's slightly different than the orange one. But see, it's just not going to fit. That back cap, that back metal cap will not fit. And here's another one I got. You know, this has got the swiveling kind, so you can turn your nozzle around as you go and all that sort of thing. And it's just not, that back end cap on it is just not going to fit in there. And if I squash it in there, it's going to bust and caulk is going to go all over the place. So, I'm sorry, Better Boat, but I cannot test and evaluate your product here because it doesn't fit the small size common caulk gun. And there's 2 different common sizes for caulk guns. You know, the large one takes these massive tubes, right? And then the small ones. As far as I know, that's the only 2 sizes. And I don't think this tube would fit in a large one. It's definitely not fitting in 3 different small ones. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't understand manufacturing a tube of caulk that doesn't fit in a caulk gun. And I don't know if their supplier, whoever is making this product or putting this product together for them, I don't know if they got duped or if they even know that this is an issue, but of course I'm going to fire off an email. I have faith that this product will work just like any other marine sealant. It's supposed to be like, 3M 5200 type product, but I can't test it out. So I can't say yay or nay, but I will say it won't fit your caulk gun. So good luck with that. Now this stuff fits, of course. I've been using the hell out of this Loctite marine caulk, and I have some 5200 somewhere, and I've got the liquid nails version of this as well. It's all pretty much the same stuff. These are our drain tubes. This is our drain tube flange maker thingy. It's a pretty cool device. I'll show you how it works. Now, I've never used one, but I think I've got it all figured out. And basically what this thing does is it flares the other end of your tube. Once you've cut it for length, for the thickness of your transom, it flares the other end of this just like that. So that, no water can get into your transom. Everybody has seen these. These are the kind of drain plugs that go into these tubes. 3/4 inch is the bolt size on the flange maker. I guess that's what you call it, a flange maker. I have the new Ryobi jigsaw, cordless with the metal blade in it. So the first thing I'm going to do is stick these suckers through there the way they're supposed to go. Kind of get them into the right spot. It's a dead blow hammer. Don't use anything hard to smack these things with. Here we go, two tailpipes sticking right out the back, right? I'm going to mark this right up against the hull, but you want to cut the tubes 1/8 of an inch long so that you have room for the flange going on there, man. Kind of getting a little wild with the Sharpie here. It'll be interesting to see if I can get that angle to work. Interesting to see if I can get this jigsaw to work. Not great, not terrible. Hit that with some sandpaper. Sandpaper it is. That should get me close. Take this PL by Loctite, marine adhesive, fast cure it says. I'll be the judge of that. Look at, oh my goodness, it drops right in the caulk gun. Shocking. How does that work so well? If you guys know why this stuff won't fit in a caulk gun, maybe there's a special caulk gun you need for it, but leave me a comment, let me know what you think. All right, next thing we want to do is we want to smear our sealant. Now you can do this with epoxy as well. I've seen it done with epoxy and it came out pretty good, but you want to get this marine sealant and get it all in there and make sure you smear it in there good. Get it in every little crevice and crack and in the grain and all that stuff. You want this thing completely squashed in. You want this stuff really sealed up good. So we're just gonna gloop it in there. We're gonna squoze out enough of it. Don't be shy, man. Get that stuff in there. Really no other way to do this but to smudge it all around in there with your finger. I still don't think that's enough. If you have too much, it's going to come out with the tube. If you have too little, you're going to get water intrusion and lose your transom. And then your outboard motor is going to fall off your boat when you're 20 miles out to sea. And that's it. Just say goodbye. It's really not a bad way to go, actually. Better than dying in your bed of gonorrhea. Got plenty squished out of the other side. Go get some rag and some acetone. Clean up the rest. Ooh, that is a lot of acetone. Kind of run it through, try to clean out this inner part of the tube a little bit. Now, one of these sides seems a little more curved to me than the other. I believe that's the part that's going to make the flange. Like I said, never have done this operation before. Now, I've heard that if you don't do this properly, it could split. Looks like this one's probably cut a little long. I don't like that at all. It's semi-flared. Not that great. Not that great. I don't have any plans to take this out. But like I said earlier, it's the first one of these I've done. I'm already learning what not to do. I think the way I drilled my hole didn't give me a square enough tube. I see it's turning the whole thing, that's why. Yeah. It's a really bad job. Thank God only us and about a few thousand people are gonna see this. I don't believe it's gonna leak. All right, it's in there. Did I mention this is my first time doing this?